Hello and thank you for joining me. I'm Heather Forgan of stampwithnellie.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the UK. If you watched my last video, you would have seen this new packaging for the Stampin' Up dies and stamps. So you now get, well, from November, you will get some new stamp sets in this format. So your stamp comes like that. I've got most of them out to use, and your dies like that, but handily you've got that image on the front, and they store in these sturdy plastic pockets. So I did say that I couldn't wait to start playing with them, and almost immediately I created this card. And this uses some of the Woven Textures Designer Series paper, which has been around for a while. We've got all sorts of woven textures, as you might imagine. So you can purchase this paper at the moment from my online shop. But this stamp and die combination isn't available quite yet. It will be available in November as one of the online exclusives. So I've used Early Espresso for this one, and just added a little bit of stamping on the inside there too. But I want to show you how these dies actually work together. Let me bring the dies back in. So you have this outline one, and then there's this sort of inner one. You've got these two that coordinate with stamps, and then you've got these two standalone ones. And I think I did cut them out. I don't know what I did with them. But yeah, you can pretty much see the shapes that they will be. So they're just kind of like skeleton pieces. So this time I'm going to change it up. I'm using pecan pie, and I've got another piece of the Woven Textures, and I've got a white piece for the inside. So that's all straightforward. And I want to do my stamping on this piece with my main image and pecan pie. Just give that a bit of ink. Like so. Make sure that you've got the frame around covered as well. Pop that on my piece of basic white card. And I'm not using my Stampin' Pierce mat because I have a new pad of grid paper here that is plenty thick and will give that bit of cushioning that you would want. So there we go. So that's that bit. And then this one, you just kind of line that up so that you've got all these pieces actually filling the space and the relatively even border. Just hold that in place like that, and then I will run that through my cut and emboss machine, and that gives you an image like that, which is pretty enough on its own, but you can take that to the next step, as I did with this one, by just grabbing my used washi tape. This pops in here, and again you're lining that up. You can do this at the same time. I just think it's a little bit easier to line that up separately. But I've got all the time in the world, so I'm not in a hurry. If you were, You might want to do it all at once. Okay, so a little bit of washi tape, hold that in place, and then I can die cut that. And that pretty much takes that to the next level. I gently peel that back. Clean that out later. There are still a couple of little bits in there. Just the one. Excellent. And that obviously just steps that up that little bit from that solid image. And I stepped it up a little bit more by stamping some other pieces. Oh, we'll try that one again, Heather. Better. See if we can get this one right first time. Yay! And then those other dies that I've got sitting right in front of me, couldn't see for looking at them. And again, lining that up. Now, this one has a tiny little hole there, and you want to make sure that that hole has your ink colour shining through when you're lining that up. And that way you know that you're not going off like that. There's no brown ink showing through. Tilt it a little bit that way, and I have my brown ink. But again, still making sure that I've got that all there. Grab my washi tape again and hold that in place, and similarly with this one, but this one actually has two holes there that you can just make sure that you've got your dark ink showing through and you've not gone too far off to the side, like so. Bit more washi tape, and I'm just going to die cut that. And there we have our two other pieces. So let's just start doing some assembly. Now on this one I did use this stamp on the designer series paper. I'm not sure that's going to show up on this one, but we'll just add it in anyway. Yeah, I can't really see it. You know it's there if you're looking for it, but that's all. It's just an extra little feature. Okay, so I can add that on here. Maybe I should have done it on that side, you would have seen it. Glue on there. Got that even border. Happy with that. Okay. Then I want to put this piece on, and I'm just adding little bits of glue, but making sure I'm going round the border and the bits that are sticking quite far out, so I don't want them to catch. Although, having said that, I'm going to put a bit on that will catch. And this time I'm going to try and make sure that I've got this straight at the bottom, unlike my first one. That, and then press that up. Okay, and then with these ones, I did actually pop some dimensionals on, so you can see there that we've got that and that bit popped up a little bit. So using mini dimensionals, I'm going to just pop that at the bottom of that piece there, and I can add some glue on there, and arrange that where you want it to be. And similarly, mini dimensional on there, not at the end. Add a little bit of glue there. Don't think that will make much difference, but we'll try. And I can pop that one there. Okay, so we've got that kind of curling up there, and then I'm going to cover the joins with my little sentiment piece. If I can find the other piece of white card I had. No, let's just grab another one. I'll do. And for this one, I'm going thinking of you. And again, inking that up with pecan pie. Like so, and then I'm going to just trim that to fit with my snips. That. Kind of gone a little bit squint on that, haven't I? Right, let's get my trusty little guillotine. Make sure that I'm kind of straighter. Not really tight to that bottom of the Y, but that'll do. And using that as my straight line, chop that. Just going a little bit more so don't chop off the top of the T. That. And by moving my little trimmer, I found the other die cut pieces. I thought I would show you. And I'm going to pop that on with dimensionals as well. But that's already popped up with dimensionals. So I'm just going to put them at that side there. And I can go with big on there. And I'll just add a little bit of glue there. To go on top of that piece there. Okay, so I could add these in as well if I wanted to. What do you think? Why not? Just because I've got them. Just going to add a little bit of glue at the bottom. Pop that in there, like so. I might actually chop that down a bit because it's going to be a little bit long for sticking out. And again, just pop that under there. And we've just got that extra little detail on this one. And these are the embellishments that I used for this particular one. So we'll stick with that because we've got some pecan pie there. And we'll pop 3 of the larger ones on there. And then the last bit is just to add a little bit of detail to the inside as well. Put it that way, and that way. An extra little bit there, like that, and then maybe this in the corner, like so. That'll do. And we can add that in there as well. So that just shows you how these gorgeous stamps and dies work together to make a pretty card or two. And I also made a little tag. So this is using Pretty Peacock, and I just stamped and did the outline cut on that. I did the outline cut on a spare piece of card and just sandwiched the ribbon in between those two, gave it a little splatter with Pretty Peacock Stampin' Right marker and also with Wink of Stella, and just fussy cut. These sentiments are from the stamp set as well, but I just stamped parts of them. So I took the always from Here From You Always and the love from Sending Love. So you could use that as a gift tag. You could also use that as a journaling tag and just write on the back of that as well. So just a couple of ideas, just quickly playing with this, and I've enjoyed it. I hope you have too. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please click on that subscribe button, click on the bell and get notification the next time I upload a tutorial. Until then, please do take care. Bye bye.